Hey guys, and welcome back. Today my goal is to make the only video you need to watch before you start trying to wheelie. Oh yeah, nothing like off-roading the 636 at 4K idle. Oh yeah, something about it just really juices my jives. So, the first and only video that you're gonna need before you start doing some wheelies. I have a few notes, a few segments of this video. Number one, the bike. Guys, the bike matters quite a bit, actually. I'm sure most of you know the top ones, the 636, the F4i, the Grom, the MT or FZ07. Those are the main contenders, but does it really matter what bike you get? Well, it depends how scared of it you are, and how quick you want to progress, and what style of stunting you want to do. When I first got into it, I was told to get an MT07, so I did, and I was terrified. So the MT07 stayed in the garage for over a year, and I went and bought a Grom. And when I was first starting, even the Grom was a scary bike to wheelie on. There's a bunch of options, and at the end of the day, it doesn't overly matter. Just get whatever you like the best, or whatever your budget allows. There's pros and cons to all of these options. We'll go over just a couple and then move on. An F4i, a 4-cylinder bike, a bulletproof thing that if you drop it over and over and over again, you're still gonna be fine. Bike is still gonna ride, everything's gonna be great. The cons, it is a dinosaur. That, brother, is an old motorcycle, and if you don't really know how to work on them, that might hinder you just a little bit. The 636, the pros is it's kind of the king, at least for me. I like lot riding quite a bit more than street riding. So the 636, just with how much pull it has, how new it is, how fresh it feels and looks, just everyone knows what the 636 is when it comes to stunting. And man, it's just such a beautiful bike. The cons, oh brother, that price tag. We should go this way. That price tag, brother. Oh my gosh, it's also terrifying. Every input has a consequence, and she's not too forgiving, at least the new gens. The 0304s are a little more forgiving, but the cons of that, they're dinosaurs as well. Parts are getting a little harder to find, etc. Overall, for the bike segment of this video, guys, if you're brand new to stunting, set the ego, set the pride aside, get a Grom, or a CB300, a 250, get something small. They're so much cheaper to fix when you fall, and you will fall, and they're just a lot less daunting, I guess, when you're learning. Fellas, you spent all of your hard-earned doubloons on a new motorcycle or a new to you one off Facebook Marketplace, and now you're ready to take it to the lot, right? Not exactly. The next thing you need to do before you get into stunting and wheelies, you need to protect that bike, okay? It doesn't matter if you got a 2000s F4i or a 2026 Honda Grom. Everything is expensive, man, and it is relative. But even like the older F4is or the older Groms, you're going to be spending about $3,000 on the low end to get a bike that's ready for some wheelies, and you don't want to total it the first day you go to the lot. You need to spend a little bit more money on bike protection. When it comes to the Groms and the Z125s, the smaller bikes, you don't need an engine cage, but you do need a 12 bar. So when you loop it, it protects the taillight, your seat, the whole rear of the bike, really. And the pegs that come off of that 12 bar like this protect all of your plastics as well on a bike that small. On the 636, you need subframes if it's a newer one, and the bigger bikes, you definitely need an engine cage, and I would recommend some Pro Taper handlebars. They're a lot stronger than stock. The good news is, with Groms, F4i, 636, any stunt bike that you buy off, let's say, Facebook Marketplace, most of them are going to have that protection already on it. So you won't have to spend too much. Oh, look at that dog. Oh, look at them dogs. Good dogs. So guys, before you start getting into those wheelies, you need to get protection for your bike. You got your beautiful motorcycle. It is all protected from the back to the front, from the top to the bottom. Now you're ready to do wheelies, right? No, guys. Of course you can, and this changes a little bit for everybody. Stunting is an expensive game. You've spent thousands of dollars on your bike. You've spent hundreds, if not $1,000 more dollars protecting your bike. And then there's one thing that's a lot more important than your bike. That's you. You need to make sure you got a nice helmet, one that's DOT or ECE certified, just to keep your noggin safe. I usually wear knee pads and shin guards from Travis Pastrana. They fit right under my jeans, and most of the time nobody knows I'm wearing them. I also wear riding shoes. Don't get the riding boots. You can't feel your foot brake in those. I have made that mistake when I was first starting into stunting. I went full on gauntlet gloves, moto racing boots, jackets with all the padding in them. It's not all really that necessary, and it hinders you more than it helps you in this case. But I would highly recommend getting a nice riding shoe. These are the Icon Cargas. They feel just like your Vans or anything else after you break them in. You can feel everything, but they offer so much protection for your feet. Shin guards and knee pads, that's personal preference. My buddy Joe put me onto them, and now I don't really ride without them. Gloves, I can't tell y'all you have to get gloves to get into stunting. I don't like stunting without them, even though these or any gloves that I do ride with don't offer much protection at all. They just make me feel more comfortable, okay? So helmet, gloves, knee pads, shin guards, if you want those are optional. Gloves are optional. And then shoes. Once you get used to them, your feet are a lot more protected. The shoes last a lot longer, especially if you're doing foot drags. And I don't catch myself riding in normal shoes anymore. Once again, that does depend on your budget. Anyways, now you're protected. You have a bike. Your bike's protected. It's time to hit the lot. Right here for a minute while we go into this next topic of the video, but I want to go ask these guys if they think clutch ups are going to bother the dogs. If they are, we'll go find a new spot. I don't want to scare anybody. Those are some good dogs. Hello. I wanted to try a couple wheelies in the parking lot, but I didn't know if it would scare your dogs. If it would, I'll go to a new spot. I just wanted to ask. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. For sure. All right, we got some okays. We still won't be here too long, man. Them poor dogs. And my baffle's not in the bike, so it's a little loud right now, man. Anyways, while we're walking back to the bike, yes, it is time for you to do some wheelies, but oh, once again, stunting's an expensive game. If you want some stuff to make your life a little bit easier and less scary, it's time to buy more parts for your bike. I have 3 things I would recommend you buying. One of them is kind of a hot topic, at least in like the different stunt communities I'm in. And we'll save that one for last. The first thing I would recommend buying, guys, is some sort of built seat. The middle gen Groms, I believe they're the SFs, that seat's fine, but the OGs and the new ones, it's just flat, and you really want something that'll hold you in when you're wheeling. A seat has been the biggest game changer on any bike I've ever got, just because you don't feel like you're gonna slide off the back the whole time. So I would definitely recommend buying a seat. Up next, guys, a 1-finger clutch. You don't need to get an RSC or something that's $150 like this. However, when you have the money, these guys have a lifetime warranty. I've cashed one in. It's a good dude, a good business, a great product. The last thing I would recommend, guys, and this is the one that a lot of people don't really agree with, an idle adjuster. Now, you might be thinking, what's an idle adjuster, and why would I want one for learning? Every time I teach someone how to wheelie or see someone starting off, this is the throttle. Real choppy. But if you turn this idle up, you'll see that's at 4,000 now. Different per bike and where your sprockets are and your comfort level. But if I clutch up with this idle adjuster, I have that seat so I'm not falling off. And since the idle is up so high, the throttle doesn't really matter, at least once you learn. And then the 1-finger clutch, that is another thing that you don't need per se. But when you have a long clutch lever and you go to pull it in, you're gonna hit all of your other fingers. And if you're learning and you're clutching up with all of your hand, you might get a little scared. You might fall off a little bit too. Now, this isn't going to be a how-to wheelie video. We can save that for a different day. But it is sort of what you need, what you should have before you get into it. But guys, that's what you need to know before you should start doing wheelies, guys. There's some optional stuff, of course, and not everyone's situation is the same. Oh, such a good boy. Not everyone's situation is the exact same. So you could kind of mend this checklist, if you will, to whatever fits you the best. If you guys want to see a how-to wheelie video where I go and wheelie on every type of bike at the lot, we'll go 636, F4i, MT-07, dirt bikes, minis. I'll do all of those bikes in one video so you guys can see kind of, once you could do it on one, you could do it on them all. At least after the fear goes away of it. But guys, that will wrap it up for today. If you did enjoy and want to see more videos like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ride safe. Have a great day. Later.